Hi friends, it's Maud here again and welcome to your wrist mobility drill. Mobilizing the wrist and even strengthening the wrist is a very important everyday thing to do. Depending on your job, let's say you are in the serving staff and you are just serving food on a tray this way the whole day. And it's just one arm, your dominant side, right? Or if you're like me and you spend hours and hours behind the computer and this is just the orientation of the wrist the whole day, and God knows maybe you have a non-ergonomic setup and your wrists are just this way with the keyboard a little higher and your shoulders are slumped up. We just are this way the whole day. Or if you're a massage therapist and you're just kneading and massaging, your client's bodies in your dominant hand, being on one side of the body, and it's just so repetitive, and our wrists are just oriented in one way, one direction, one shape. It's very important that we even things out, or that we really look out for them, because if you look at the wrist, it's pretty small relative to other parts of the body, right? And so we look at the wrist, and it's not really just one wrist joint. There are a lot of small joints inside of the wrist. And so we really want to be sensitive and really look out for our wrist, because if you're like me and you do a lot of yoga and we do a lot of weight bearing on our hands, or if you work out, you do millions of planks and burpees, and if you can't train your wrists to be strong and mobile and really be able to move it in many different directions and ways, then you'll easily dump on your wrist. And so that can cause injury. And that's just no fun, because that means you won't be able to work out, you won't be able to do yoga and all these other calisthenics and other movements that you want to do. So today, all we'll really need is a mat. And perhaps if you have sensitive knees, then you will just need a blanket. Otherwise, just be seated here, cross at the shins or whatever's comfortable. You can even be standing. And let's just start to shake the arms and the wrist. Flap them and shake them as well. Relaxing your shoulders. Notice if when you move the wrists or you shake the wrist, your shoulders start to hike up towards the ears. That could just be discomfort or whatever may be going on, but just recognize that. And then make a loose fist with your hands and then start to do these clockwise and counterclockwise circles. And try to really make sure you're making a full circle. So it's not this short range of motion right here. Really rotate that wrist. And I want you guys to have a loose fist, because if you have a tight fist, then it takes the shoulders and the elbows into the game. Whereas we really want to isolate this as sort of a wrist sensation, even though our elbows are also moving. And then go the other way. Again, full circles. Maybe just do 4 more circles. Beautiful. And then I want you guys to do Iron Man hands this time. So let's start with the right hand. So open the palm and notice again, if your shoulders want to hike up towards the ears, just relax the shoulders and the upper body down. Spread the fingers and have the fingers right on top of the wrist, best you can. And then slowly flex them down so the fingers are pointing towards the ground. A few breaths. Notice the resonation of that sensation towards the forearm. Left hand this time. And you'll notice right away which one is easier to extend and flex. Spreading those fingers. Iron Man hands. Flex them down. Whatever we do with the wrist and with the hands, if we tire them or fatigue them, the forearm muscles, forearm structures and tissues, just sense them as well. Because they're neighbors, they're closely connected. Right palm again, and this time we're going to ask the help of the fingers of the left hand to pull the 4 fingers of the right hand towards your forearms. Keep the thumb active. And keep the wrist at shoulder level. Breathe. Slowly release and then flex them down using the palm of the left hand without forcing too much, just encouraging a deeper flexion in that right wrist. Notice the shoulders and notice the breath. Beautiful. You can shake if you want. It's the left hand's turn. Fingers of the right hand, 4 fingers of the right hand. And slowly pull them back towards you. Active left thumb. Breathe. I feel this right away in my upper arm because this is my weaker side. Flex them using the palm of the right hand. Just nudging, not forcing. Beautiful. And then shake the arms and hands again, flap them. This next move is called a butterfly, and yogis would know this because we do this a lot. Just poke your elbows out, let the backs of the palms kiss each other, and the wrists kind of come together, relaxing the shoulders. And then just rotate the fingers towards you, pinkies towards each other, thumbs towards each other, and then back down. You can do this slower than I am. Perhaps let's do 2 more circles this way. And by the way, since this is just a drill, you can do this longer. You can hit pause and do this longer for sure. I'm just showing you the moves. And let's go the other way. Thumbs towards each other, rotate, pinkies touch, and then down. Relaxing the elbows and the shoulders. And try not to hold the breath. Keep the movement fluid. 1 more circle. Beautiful. Interlace the fingers the natural way and make figure eights with your hands. Figure eights. Maybe 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Now interlace the fingers in the non-natural way. So maybe the left thumb is in front and now the right pinky is outside. Same thing, figure eights. Feels weird, right? Or awkward. Unless you're ambidextrous or you feel more even on both sides than I am. This is always my weird, awkward side. 3 more figure eights. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Shake the arms, shake the wrists. And then we're going to get into all fours, or hands and knees, or quadruped. Like I said, if you have sensitive knees, you can always use a blanket. I'm just using it today because we're going to be here a while. Knees underneath hips. Hands underneath the shoulders, watch that. Zip up the belly so you're not dumping in your shoulders like this, which totally goes against everything that we're doing because we are trying to be mindful of the weight that the wrists are bearing. So come into plank position and let's just start to do some, all fours position. And let's just start to do these circles. Maybe 1 more circle in this direction, and then reverse. You can go as far forward as you want, as long as there's no pain. And then slowly stop at the center. Now turn your hands outward so your fingers are pointing out. Again, wrists underneath the shoulders, and then revisit those circles. We'll just do about 3 or 4 in each direction. And again, if this feels good to you, hit the pause button and do more of this than I'm showing you. And then slowly rotate to the other direction. Feel free to move the body more back or forward as it allows. Come back to center if you want to take a break. Shake the wrist and shake the hand. Rotate the wrist towards you. Feeling that stretch. And then make an assessment, right? Is this good? Are they parallel towards each other? Are they in line? Are one of my hands kind of turned outward and this is kind of wonky? That's okay. You don't have to force things today. It's just things to recognize. And then do your circles. As far as the breath, it always feels comfortable to me to inhale as we go forward and exhale as the hips go back. But that's me. Find what feels good to you. And then let's reverse the circle. Whoo, this one's a doozy. Last one in this direction. Perfect, come to center. Now the fingers are facing each other. Again, lift the belly off of the mat. A little bit of core action here. Abdominal muscles are definitely engaged, just so you're not tempted to dump into the shoulder joints. Do your circles. Relax the face, soften the breath. And then rotate other way. Beautiful. Come to center. And then just place the left hand naturally underneath the shoulders, the back of the right palm down towards the mat. And you'll notice I don't have a lot of mobility here or flexibility here. So I'm just going to stay here with my right arm straight and my left hand is just going to plant on the mat. I'm going to tuck my toes back so I can just shift my hips back and forward in little teeny tiny movements. You want to keep the entire back of the palm planted down. If this is pain, you're just like, ouch, I can't do this, feel free to skip this move. Or maybe you can just stay in place and then maybe just do itty bitty movements and then just be done. Otherwise, keep going forward and back. Beautiful. One more time. And then release, shake that right hand. Plant the right palm down. The back of the left palm is parallel to the right. Spreading your fingers. Again, straightening your arm or extending it the best you can. Stay right here. If you're already holding your breath, then please do not introduce anything else that would aggravate it. Otherwise, if it's okay, teeny tiny movements forward and back. I've seen people sit all the way back on their hips, and I'm just very jealous of those people. I'm just not able to do that. Maybe you are. So about 2 more. Nice job. And then slowly shake. Now let's get the fingers facing towards us once again. And this time, I'm going to keep the back of my toes tucked and get my knees a little bit closer towards the hands. Again, get those wrists in line with each other. And then with my toes tucked, I'm going to sit back, sit my booty back towards the heels, keep my entire palm down without clenching my face, without crying for my mom, or without wincing. Breathe here. Two more breaths. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Slowly slide the body forward. Gracefully shake or make circles with the hand one at a time. Then we're on to our last move. So I'm going to get my knees really close to my wrist this time. I am going to scoop the knees with my palm on my right hand first. Plant the left hand down, the left palm down as you would. And then you can keep your toes tucked or untucked, but you're going to shift your hips back. Now, open the chest. Keep the back of the neck relaxed. And feel the stretch right here on the wrist. Planting the entire back of the palm down. If you feel the need to resist and lift the wrist off of the mat, try to see if you can plant it down instead. That way you really feel a full stretch there, as long as there's no pain. There's so many things we can do with the wrist, but these are just several moves that you can do to make sure you increase mobility as well. And slowly lift the knee, shake off that wrist. This time, right palm plants. Scoop the left knee with your left palm. I'm going to keep my toes untucked. It increases the distance for me to sit on. So it definitely increases the level of challenge. But see if keeping the toes tucked is what you can do today, and just stay right there. Stretching, but keeping the breath soft. Opening the chest. Try not to tuck the chin towards the chest, around the spine. Keep everything even right here. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Remove the knee away from the palm. I forget there's one last move that we can do. And just interlace the fingers together. Open the palm ahead of you. And as you retract it back, the knuckles are going to be facing in front of you. Palm, knuckle, palm, knuckle. Let's do this 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Beautiful. Shake them off. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope this helps with your day-to-day tasks, your job, and make your workday more sustainable to you by really catering to their small, cute wrist joints. So I hope you guys had fun. If you found this helpful, please check out my other mobility drills. And also, I have yoga classes on my website, www.maud.yoga, or hit subscribe to my YouTube channel. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys making time. Goodbye for now and take care.